I think if you were to look at the last few years, especially shooting situations that continue to plague many communities, when we look at in the schools, when we look at business, we have to make sure that our officers are prepared to go out and take action if needed in a situation that occur in our community. Let me give you an example. If you look at years ago in Edmond, Oklahoma, an individual that went into the post office and started shooting individuals in the post office. At that time, law enforcement procedures were a little different from what they are today. So as you see, back then we stop, make sure nobody's getting out, set the perimeters, try and negotiate with an individual. But I don't think we were really prepared, back then, because it was something that we really hadn't seen.
Right.
This is something that an individual was going into a business. He went in there to shoot people, and there was really nothing to talk about because he was willing to either shoot himself or have an officer kill him. So you see, so we started looking at it. Then you look at Columbine. Again, we start looking, and we have to evaluate what we do and don't do. This is an active shooter situation. These are people that are going into schools and businesses with the intent to kill and inflict bodily harm on innocent people, and they basically they've already set themselves up. They're either going to kill themselves or they're going to have an officer kill them. So we can't wait. We basically have to be able to, and be prepared to go in and deal with an active shooter situation. At this time we have our sidearms, which is a .40 caliber Glock, and then we have shotgun. But we really don't have the capabilities that we need, and I don't think we're prepared where we need to be. But this gives us that direction that we needed to be. So we've trained our officers. We've got people that are qualified, and this has given us an opportunity to move forward and be very prepared if a situation like that would occur in our community.
With the rifles?
Exactly.
Talk to me about the shooting range. Is that a part of getting the officers ready for emergency, like we just talked about, like a Sandy Hook type thing?
Well, if coming in here a few years ago, our range was not where it needed to be. In other words, it was not exactly.
Okay. Talk to me about the shooting range. Is that a part of?
We were fortunate this year. Our council gave us the money to look at some of the things we needed out there, and so we're moving forward as far as making a better training facility for our officers. And also, I mean, we've allowed we have MOUs with some other law enforcement agencies, Highway Patrol, Oklahoma Highway Patrol.
Okay.
FBI, DEA, ATF, some of those agencies also have MOUs with us so they can come out and utilize our range and work with our officers on situations.
And so in this shooting range, you said that we've updated to where you can better use like scenarios. So you could take let's say the Sandy Hook scenario. You can take that scenario that happened and kind of just relive it at the shooting range so that officers can be prepared.
Well, there again, you have to look at the scenario. When people come out from around the door or something like that, our officers have to be able to make a decision very, very quickly whether or not that person poses a threat. So if they pose a threat, then we have to look at it from the standpoint on what action we take. Now think about that. I mean, an officer, he's going into a situation where he knows an individual is shooting, but they don't know who this individual is. So anybody could be coming around the door, and if they have a gun and they point a gun toward an officer, they're going to have to take action, which is very difficult, especially when you look at, for example, Columbine. I mean, you've got kids; they're shooting kids,
right?
But that officer's going to have to make a determination and probably take action on that individual.
So this just allows the officer to have kind of almost an experience with those kind of situations rather than just going in not kind of just being an amateur.
Exactly, exactly. Anytime you can put someone through, you know, you talk about training. I mean, we can talk about it and things of that nature, but once it's like hands-on, we'll put them through scenarios and things like that where they have to actually make a decision. You know, you can say, well, here's our policy on something and you need to do this or do that, but it's a little different when you put them in the field and you start really under a live fire situation, giving that opportunity to train under those situations.
Absolutely. Bixby is one of the safest cities, ranked as one of the safest cities in Tulsa County. Is this just another step to continue making Bixby safer?
Oh, very much so. We look at whatever we can. You know, we have our citizens police academies that each year, and that gives us an opportunity also to you know, to community, to educate our community. Anytime, you know, they have house watch, you know, neighborhood watch programs and things of that nature, we're more than welcome. They're more than welcome to call us, and we'll go out and talk with them to be better prepared and understand what, if they see something, then they need to be reporting to us. Sometimes, you know, people think, well, it's no big deal. Well, it could be a big deal. With our community, to educate our community. Anytime, you know, they have house watch, you know, neighborhood watch programs and things of that nature, we're more than welcome. They're more than welcome to call us, and we'll go out and talk with them to be better prepared and understand what, if they see something, then they need to be reporting to us. Sometimes, you know, people think, well, it's no big deal. Well, it could be a big deal, and I'd rather them call the police department and it not be a big deal than basically not, you know, not make that call and something really occurred.
Absolutely.
So our community's been very good. I mean, we've had a number of situations where some of our members in our community have called us and let us know about, you know, a suspicious car or something like that, which has given us the opportunity to make an arrest on some crimes that have occurred in our community. So it's great with that partnership that we have with our community.